It's another wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Cool, brisk morning. Hot fire just roaring away.
Would you come be my neighbor? Like I said, we're Dreamy Bee. We're still working on the battery box. I think this is episode 3 of battery box, right?
Should be episode 3.
We've got the frame tacked up. It has been test fit. It fits.
Amazingly.
So,
it's perfect. Yeah.
It did. It went right up. It's great. What do you know? When you plan and measure, things work out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Being your friend's paying off. So, today, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to start practicing aluminum welding. I'm going to weld as much as possible while Christopher measures more, gets this all jigged up and ready for welding. And by the time he's done, hopefully I've got enough practice to feel confident in doing something important like welding the frame for the battery box.
It's fine. It's fine. Welds don't need to look pretty.
It's true. I don't mind if they're a little ugly as long as they're functional. Yeah. But they have to be functional. Yeah, I just had a terrible thought of hitting a pothole in the battery box like that would suck. That would suck. I'd have to do a pretty terrible job for that to happen. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so I think we told you what we're doing. Practicing welding, jigging up this frame, and then welding. Okay. Well, here we go. I don't know if I showed you my early practice welds, but here they are. While Christopher gets the frame ready for full weld, I am going to do a good bit more practicing. We had to move the welder over to there because we don't have long enough leads to reach from where it was. Kind of a pain, but I'll easily be able to reach the whole frame. Alright, let's do this thing. Any hobbyist welders out there looking to get into welding, go watch somebody else to learn. I will share what I've learned though. Settings. Get your settings right, do some research to start with, and then fine tune what's good for you. Get comfortable. Being comfortable is important. And then practice your line a couple times before you actually strike the arc and weld, and get a good, solid, clean, smooth flow on your practice. I gotta figure something out. It's friggin' hot. But that one looks good.
So I talked Zach into giving me some spot weld before we continue so I can keep setting up. If these pieces are where they need to be, I just need to weld. And the guy just pops up on a table.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually welding now.
You're right, that's not a welder. That's the sound of me off screen with an oscillator tool fixing a mistake that I made. Oh my gosh.
Alright. Yeah, we're finally ready for this.
We are finally ready for this. Very much so. Feels like we were here about 20 minutes ago, but
I'm gonna get out of the way.
you can tell by the angle. Oh, buddy. Oh, she's looking good.
Okay. You're happy, I'm happy.
I'm always happy.
Alright.
Alright, setup number 2. This one's interesting because it's floating. The table has a dip in it, so we have to reference off the beam itself.
Happy with that too. Okay.
Right, setup number 3 for welding. If the battery's out, we can double check all the numbers and get ready for the weld. What happened?
Well, I left this strap on there without the batteries in there. As soon as that got hot, it fell out.
Well, at least we caught it on camera. YouTube gold right there, right?
Yep.
Wangle dangle.
Wangle dangle, the man said.
Just felt like it was appropriate at that moment. I was excited. This first thing came to my mind. Starting to get good at this, Zach.
Yeah, man. welds aren't not totally welded up, but it's rigid and it's light. I really think maybe 30 pounds.
Yeah?
But it weighs so little. I would be interested to know what this would weigh in steel.
Feels like it's been a heck of a long haul day.
You think so?
It does feel like it took really long to get this done. Not because it actually took long.
We
just
made a
because
couple mistakes.
We did. Yeah.
But we took our time. If we made a little mistake, we didn't say, good enough.
We fixed it.
Went back and fixed it.
Yeah, there was 45 minutes devoted to cutting a couple welds out and then putting them back properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put some batteries in and look at it, because I think that would be fun to do.
You think so?
Well, we'll get a good idea of where our switch can go.
Yeah. Kinda do.
This switch, we got to figure out where it lives in the box. I want this switch in the box.
Yeah, we're thinking that we'll box out a little section right here, and from underneath it'll have a recess, and you can reach up in that recess and just click that switch off, and that'll kill the battery. Something like that. We'll see how it flushes out when it's all said and done. Should probably put this down.
Yep.
In our own little windows.
Okay, well today we're back halfway through with a purpose. Last time we got these battery rails welded in, and they are just absolutely spot on. Zach's going to keep plugging away and welding that direction.
In the direction of finishing welding. That's the direction.
That's the direction. I'm going to start playing with some aluminum bends. We got a couple test pieces, and they seem to be working pretty well. So we're going to walk you through how we do that, and then we're going to keep on. We have a series of bends that need to go in this box because it is an interesting shape, and we're going to make the top out of multiple pieces of metal, so it's a little bit easier when it comes to actually assembly and fitment. But right now what I'm doing is I'm doing some test pieces to figure out exactly how the metal bends, where it stretches at, and how big it is after the operation happens. I've done a couple of these. I got about 6 or 7 bends ready to go, and I think I got it dialed in. And the secret is to know how much it's going to stretch after you're done. Take that into account from the get-go, and then it should be a perfect bend. My blade is on a 45-degree angle, and it does have a tiny little blade in here. That's just because the big one wouldn't work. But other than that, it's just a standard circular saw tilted at an angle. Because we went with a blade at a 45-degree angle, we get a nice 45-degree cut out of this. And so the next step is to anneal the metal right here and then give it a bend. This guy is very hot, so we're going to use this other aluminum as a heat sink.
focus on that.
Yeah, a little closer. Alright.
This is kind of what we're going to try and replicate on the battery box lid. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but it is the direction we're heading. You can see the frame rails right here and the lid that connects the two sides. We're going to break it up in a couple different pieces so that it makes our life easier. One, so that we're not handling a big old monster piece, and two, so that if we have any misalignment in the process, then we have room in order to kind of fudge the different fit pieces.
Oh, it's perfect.
10 centimeters.
That one's a little low.
That's okay. I designed it that way.
Okay, here are those pieces that I've been working on. This is the profile I'm thinking that's gonna be the roof, the lid for the box. There's a couple interesting features. This side's straight. That side's got a little 45-degree corner cut off. That's so that our wiring harness can run through that void on the underside of the chassis. So that's a design feature. We'll also have room on this side of the bay for our on-off switch. Right? And so this little shape has given us a little bit more room to work with. I think we'll go ahead and probably affix it so they don't come apart. We don't need these little clamps, maybe like tech screws or some tiny little tacks. And then we're gonna look at some other things and see how
Batteries.
the batteries and the switch. Yep. So we'll see how they fit up next to each other. Yeah, it's not happening.
Why not?
You wanted it a gangster lean?
I just think it'd make it easier.
How would that make it easier?
Not easier to do, easier to get to when the time, when the time came.
Easier to get to how? From what direction?
So like, if you're underneath, if it's just like a hole, like, but if it's like this and then it slopes this way, you've got like this clearance room where you can just kind of like.
So this is what I was kind of thinking. If we have it vertical like this, and in the open position is sprung, and then the closed position is got a spring action to it that really wants it to just kind of clunk.
Yeah.
So I was thinking there's a couple different ways you can actuate this. By spinning with like a socket and a spinner on it, or by pulling like that.
Like the fire suppression thing on a race car?
Like the fire suppression thing on a race car. And if we do that like this, do a vertical thing where it's in this position and it slots down in here, we can run a cable into that from wherever we want to, yank on it, and boom, no more power. Granted, we could do that in any other position, but if we do it from here, then we can have a straight shot right here at this firewall.
Because we're gonna have to cut a hole in that sheet, so we could just leave it open and then do the returns on that sheet.
I don't want to do returns on the bottom sheet. I want
Yeah.
the returns to be on the box we put on, and I want that to be at the level of the bottom sheet. So it goes foop, foop, and then foop, foop, and then foop, foop, and then from the side, foop, 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 foop.
Yep. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
that's right. V groups make it easier.
Everything.
You don't have to worry about getting things into a break or anything like that, so you can just bend it all up. Okay. It's a lot though.
It is, but this surface here is what I'm concerned about sealing, and I don't want anything above that plane.
Yeah.
Okay, so it needs to come and then go down maybe, and then if that's the first piece, and that's just a straight 90, and then this
is a separate piece, I'm okay with that too.
So we would keep the returns here and not put returns on the lid?
We could do either or. We could do either or.
I like the returns here because then you're plug welding from here,
Down.
not up in the
That's
damn
what we gotta be
thing.
thinking about. Yeah, that's what we gotta be thinking about. That one's also gonna have a hole in it too.
Yeah, giant friggin' hole like that. It's really not that complicated.
No, it's just a box. I mean, it's all just a box.
This is what layout looks like when you have a small shop and your bench is full of battery box.
Yeah. 12.5. Alright. How did I do? We're a little short here. I have to put a groove here on one side, here on the other. Yep. Just as chowdery.
Aluminum checks. It starts to grab the line.
A little bit better second go.
So that needs to be on the other side. Like that.
That one doesn't go on this side.
Hmm?
Oh, I see. That's the, okay. That's your cut line.
Yeah.
The whole piece.
Okay.
Gotcha. I see. I see. I see.
All right, sanity check. Stripe, stripe, perfect. Then we are here. Here it is. Each one of these V grooves represents a point where it's going to be bent. Since we're making a box, we're going to have to take out these corners. We're going to have to lop off this end here. And then we're also going to have to kind of notch some V's in here. So that'll be the next few steps. But everything laid out really nice, everything cut really well, and I think we're ready for the next step.
This is what happens when you don't anneal it. Well, I don't know if that was an accurate representation of what happens, but it's more brittle. That needs to be cut. In lieu of heat treating, well, in lieu of a proper temperature control device, some people will use like wax crayons and stuff like that, and they melt at a certain temperature. We don't have any of that. We're going to heat this up until the Sharpie disappears. Okay, now we wait till it cools down so we don't burn ourselves. I heard the Sharpie trick a while back on somebody's channel. I don't know if the Sharpie trick is entirely accurate, but I did notice that at the higher temperatures it does burn off. So I'm just gonna go with it. Alright, so this guy's cooled. Should be ready to be bent. We spent all this time and energy putting effort into getting these lines and these scores in the right place, so it should be the operative word. Just fold up into a nice little box. So let's see if this happens. Oh, it's bending so easy, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, here goes. All right, let's take a look, huh? Gosh, Zach, this is amazing. It fits.
So this box will make it so that we can access our switch from underneath. We still have to just make a lid, and it will seal the outside from the inside and still give us access to our switch. It all went swimmingly.
We're about to run out of battery, I think. End of an episode. We're all very excited. Lots of progress. Actually, I am pretty excited. We did make lots of progress.
Yeah. I got some welding done, but the big win is definitely our switch box that bent up so nicely and fits so perfectly.
Just absolutely primo. Like, I don't know if we could have asked for better. Like, we keep going on about how things are fitting well. But honestly, with a project this big, we hadn't had that many screw-ups, and it's a blessing.
Yeah. Well, that's it for tonight.
It's late. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks.
Be good, people.